Good evening, and a very loving welcome to our IAT. Let's immediately spend a couple of minutes together in silence, simply bathing, resting, being still, letting, so that consciousness is open and ready to receive our message tonight. Nothing is external to you. Nothing. The kingdom of God, which is the only, is within you, which, let us always remember, is not a physical withinness, although it may appear to be at the moment to many of us, but is the withinness which is before thought, before the conditioned mind starts sensing God, sensing oneness as what appears to it to be objectified out there. Physical, material, quantified or quantifiable. But actually, which means literally, here and now. Which again means practically. Truth is practical. Truth has to be the only practical because it is the only, period. There's nothing else, so truth is the single most practical way of being, even in what Jesus called this world. Even in this world, even as we still continue to operate and have what seems to be needs, desires, expression, in this world, truth is the single most practical, the single most powerful, the one reliable way of being. And the reason that is so is because actually truth is the only. It's very much like saying aerodynamics, even in this world, is the single most practical way to keep a plane in the sky. Because it's the only principle of aerodynamics. There isn't any other. And in this way, truth is the only actual beingness, principle, life, experience. And so, of course, it is the only practical, the only real, the only reliable, infallibly reliable way of being. And so lift right up, right now, into the realization that there is nothing external to you. Now let me ask you, what have you desired this week? What have you made effort for this week? Where is your hope right now? And where has it been this week? What have you tried to become free of this week? Is it, by any chance, something out there? And of course it is. But there is nothing external to you. Everything is within. Remember, the macro experience actually is the micro. All is within. The kingdom of God, the kingdom of infinity. Absolutely everything of infinity and eternity exists, fully manifest already within you. And so again, let's open eyes and embrace what appears to be external. Look at it and realize, I am the form that you're observing right now. I am the form, and besides me, there's none else. Open eyes. Look at the forms that you're observing. And now, without stopping at them, without judging, having idea, having opinion, without even knowing their name, what is this form? You recognize it, or you think you do. It's a name. But without that, you're still seeing it. Again, no magic tricks. You're still observing it. But now look at it. And realize that actually I am the form. There is no other form but I. There is no other substance but I. And out of that I substance, the mind makes form and gives it a name. But actually it is only I. And the fullness, the infinity, the omnipresence of I, of God, consciousness alone. The whole of life, the whole of love, the whole of amount, the whole of presence, the whole of peace, harmony. And so now realize I am the form. And besides me, there is none else. I am the being, I am the body, I am the life, and besides me, there is none else. And I am the whole of omniscience. And because I am fully manifest, I am one, and I therefore have only one state. And that state is full manifestation. I am fully embodied. I am fully manifested, always. But again, don't let the mind suggest to you what embodiment is or manifestation is. The mind knows nothing. There is only one, there is only I, therefore I, the one, am the only embodiment. And that is spiritual, not material. So embodiment is 100% spiritual. That's the only embodiment, the only manifestation, the only presence. And so look again, embrace what seems to be material, embrace what seems to be external, and realize now, I am everything you're observing, and besides me there is none else, and I am spirit. I am omniscience, spirit, consciousness. And so judge not, have no opinion, no idea. And look right at that form, right at that scenery, right at that him or her. And begin to observe I. Don't worry what the physical eye seems to see or continues to see. Don't worry about your sense of smell, touch, taste, hearing, sight. Forget it. These are false, very finite, very foggy senses of actually the one sense, and that is I. So keep those bubbling if they wish to. It doesn't make any difference. But you realize I am the form. And besides me, capital M, besides spirit, there is none else. I am all. I am everything everywhere, without exception. I am the life. I am the form. I am the colour. I. Not the colour the eyes sense, but I am the colour. I am that which you sense, but not in any way as your sensing I. I, pure I, am the sense. I am the life. I am the form. I am the fragrance. But not as the fragrance the mind is sensing. I am what you're sensing as fragrance. But don't be fooled, only I am there, which is here. Only I am here, only I am that. Do you see? This is how we maintain truth awareness. This is how. All day long, this is how. Awareness has a rheostat attached to it. And that rheostat is either more of truth awareness as we're being now, or it's being fooled. The rheostat is all the way down and it's convinced that actually there is a material form, a physical body, a human being, a condition, a place, a circumstance, many of them negative or bad or life-threatening, love-threatening, home-threatening, family-threatening, abundance-threatening, and many of them the opposite, positive, good, joyful, harmonious, peaceful, loving, beautiful, plentiful. But all of this is the suggestion that there is something other than the only presence. It's funny, isn't it, when we explain it like this? The mind is suggesting that there is something other than the only. And there's the rheostat. So, as we maintain God awareness as our expansive, this is critical, we have to bring our God awareness into and as everything, everywhere of experience. Otherwise, all over again, we're keeping it within, and yet as soon as we step into what we call our material life, our human life, or our magnified experience, then we've lost all that God awareness and we've shut it out from experience. And so it's critical that we continue to be God awareness as an all-inclusive experience. And we do it in exactly the way we've just done it. We look out as, remember, we're looking out into and as our very consciousness, because the kingdom is within. There is nothing external to you. Nothing. We're observing the very center of ourselves, always. There is actually only the center. We're observing our consciousness and its purity. There is only pure consciousness. However, if we believe one of the many mansions, this one we're living right now called the human mansion, the conceptual conditioned sense of pure consciousness, pure being, then that rheostat of awareness is all the way down and we believe the form we're observing. And there's no purity there, there's no open consciousness there that can witness God, witness truthful life, truthful embodied life, love, harmony, peace, joy, abundance. We've shut it out. We've shut it out. Nothing is external. Think about that, and you'll realize that because nothing is external, there is no external power or condition or situation operating against you. Nothing is external. What you're observing, what you're experiencing, is 100%, albeit unwitting maybe, your state of consciousness. One with God is a majority. If you, and when you, maintain God awareness as your magnified, all-inclusive experience, then you are a majority. One with God is a majority. Therefore, your experience, doesn't matter what your neighbour is experiencing, or even your love is experiencing, or your family, or your student, it makes no difference. One with God is a majority. So when you are being oneness, then you will witness God. You will witness peace, harmony, life, love. You'll witness miracles. It doesn't matter if the whole of the rest of the world isn't. One with God, being you, will witness miracles. because one with God is a majority. There is nothing, there is no one, there is no power, no presence, no activity, no being outside of or external to you. You are that being. I am that. And so the only point about experience that matters is that rheostat of individual awareness. What is your awareness being this minute, and then the next minute, and then the next? As it is being the conscious awareness of, I am the life. As you witness all this life happening in your magnified experience, and you realize that all this life, I am. It's not the life that appears to be the life. It is I. I am the life, and besides me there is none else. And so you walk through your world, you work in your world, you operate, you engage, perhaps. You are being, you are living in your world, and you are realizing, every minute you're realizing, I am the life, and besides me there is none else. Then in that very way you are maintaining God awareness, because of course the I we're referring to is God, is truth. I am the life, and besides me there is none else. I am the form. I am the object. I am the home. I am home, and besides me there is none else. Think about that. What does that mean? It means pure consciousness is home. Spirit is home. Therefore, the only home is spirit and spiritual. The only body is spirit and spiritual. The only love is spirit and spiritual. The only message is spirit and spiritual. Therefore, in recognizing this, in being truth consciousness in this way, I am the life. Spirit is the life. God is the life. Consciousness is the life. Truth is the life. Omnipresence is the life, and besides me there is none else. Then that conscious beingness opens the gateways of every place you are being conscious at every moment, every place of awareness. You're opening the gateways of harmony, peace, life, love, truth, as you recognize that what you're observing is actually I. You're ignoring the way I appears. And because of that, and because you're recognizing what I is, and that is everything everywhere, omnipresence, all of my experience actually is I, and besides I there's none else. Because of that, your consciousness is open to I, open to truth, being truth. And you'll witness miracles, because truth is miraculous, truth is the miracle. Truth is the miracle of every step of you, every breath of you, every new awareness of you. When you recognize your love as I am the love, I am the fully embodied love you're witnessing. When you recognize your love as I, you can't possibly look at her or him, even if it's your 1000th look this day, without realizing and without experiencing that realization as being ever new, ever greater, more beautiful, more incredibly miraculous love as your love. When you realize your body as I, you can't possibly think of or experience your body, even if it's the 1,000th time today, and it might be the 500,000th time this day, I don't know. Whatever it is, you can't possibly have that new experience without there being a more life-filled, harmonious, blissful, energetic, purposeful, vital experience of body. It's impossible because I is the body. I am that, and besides my body, there isn't a body. You don't have a body. If you think you do, think again. The only body is the I body. I am that. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. Well, think a little bit deeper, think broader, think more spiritually, think in an omnipresent way instead of a personal way. If the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, then the body is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and the body of the Lord is the body of life itself. That's your body, it's the only body there is. And as you, despite anything that the physical sense of body might be going through, even the most life-threatening disease that's going to close you up tomorrow afternoon, it makes no difference. The moment you switch your mind or raise that rheostat into God awareness, ignore the physical body as best you can, and its ailment or its illness, its disease, ignore it. And in the realization that I actually am the only presence, the only body, then as you maintain that I awareness, you watch how quickly whatever's going on as discord or illness, disease, pain, limitation in the body, you watch how quickly it first halts and then pacifies and then heals. It's infallible because the body is I. Remember, there is nothing external to you, and the body is external to consciousness, just as your magnified experience is external to consciousness, it seems. But actually there's nothing external to you. And so as you realize this and just get on with realizing the truth of you, you watch how quickly anything of the body heals, revitalizes, strengthens, stands up in spiritual strength and vitality, health, life, joy, harmony, purpose. I am that. I am. And I is this withinness that Jesus speaks of. The kingdom of God. The kingdom of I. The kingdom of spirit. The kingdom of truth. The only, besides me there is none else, is within you. And we have to be the all-inclusive experience of our truth, of our withinness, of God, in order to witness the miracles of truth, of God, of Spirit. Now let's assume we have a question. Let's assume there is a discord out there is a lack out there is a problem in the seeming out there. There is pain somewhere in experience, limitation somewhere in experience, incompleteness somewhere in experience, disharmony, hate, loneliness, injustice, a threat of some sort in our experience. a sense of need somewhere in our experience. Okay, the very first thing we do is realize that the kingdom of God is within us. And the kingdom of God is omniscience fully embodied. And so the fully embodied answer, the fully embodied solution, already is within you. Now remember, there's no without you. There's only within you. And so actually what appears as any type of problem exists only as false awareness. Because there's no problem in God. Realize that there's no problem in truth. And because truth is all, truth is the infinity of omnipresence, the infinity of eternity, the only, then actually there is no problem anywhere. Yes, the mind says there is. I know that just as much as you do. But remember, we are now at this place of living truth, insisting on living truth and living by truth, living as truth. I am that. We are insisting. And so the first thing is to realize that the kingdom of truth, which, if we wish to name it such, is the kingdom of the solution, the kingdom of the fully embodied answer. The harmony already is. The amount, unlimited, already is. The body already is. The love already is. The home, the family already is. Heaven already is what the mind calls this world. There is nothing external to us. So don't allow the mind to attach to a problem in what it thinks is out there and then try and find a spiritual solution for that out there problem. It will fail. Because there is no out there. And so come here within. And let's invite you all to take that problem, whatever it is, that sense of need, lack, limitation, hindrance, take it into consciousness right now and immediately realize that because there is nothing external to you, then the problem which seems to be an external problem is a false sense alone. It truly isn't real. Capital R, real. I know it seems real enough, but we're going to witness its harmony here and now, its solution here and now, its peace, its fullness, health, love, amount, here and now. The kingdom is within, and besides that kingdom, there is none else. I'm now going to ask you to do what to the mind may seem to be the strangest thing this week. And that is, I'm going to ask you, now that you've brought that problem into consciousness, to pay it no attention whatsoever this week. This is the quickest and most sure way of witnessing when, at the end of the week, you look back at what appeared as a problem, its solution, its fulfillment, its peace, its harmony, its amount, its life, its healing. This is the quickest way. If we pay it attention, then that's the most sure way of making sure it stays looking just exactly as it looks right now. So pay it no attention this week. And every time it comes back into consciousness as a fear, a worry, a pain, a hindrance, a lack, a limitation, then chase it out of consciousness in exactly the way we have been instructed, which is, well, let's give you fresh instruction right here. I want you to pay lots of attention to everything but your problem. So your magnified experience, this world, which is oneness, remember, there's no difference between what before you may have termed within versus without, inner, outer, spirit, material. We've dissolved this whole sense of duality, and we're living in oneness now. There's one I, one place, one being. Oneness. Wherever I look, there I is. God is there, because there is nothing but God. The miracle is everywhere you are observing. But remember, the miracle is not a material miracle. It is spirit itself, I itself. And so as you recognize everything you're observing as I, then you are recognizing and being the open consciousness of the miracle. And so pay more attention, truthful attention, to everything and everyone in your experience but your problem. Every time it comes into consciousness, ignore it. Chase it away. By filling your awareness with truthful I consciousness, I awareness in every other area of your whole universe but your problem. Fill your awareness with I am the life. I am the form, I am the activity, I am the colour, I am the fragrance, I am the breeze I feel, I am the sky, I am the clouds, I am the trees, I am the animals, I am the life, I am the form, I am the body, and besides me there is none else. Do you see, as you do that, you were not thinking of your problem. There's no room left in consciousness to think of your problem when you are as incessantly aware of truth, or being the awareness of truth, as we've just done. Do it yourself right now, quietly, just for 1 minute. Go ahead. How did you do? Did you fill your awareness as I am that awareness? So much so that there was no room for any other awareness. This is the key. Keep your mind stayed on God. This is the how of it. But do you catch the subtlety? Perhaps we may call it subtle for a short time, but do you catch it? We're not trying to see a miracle in what we call the material world. We're recognizing that there isn't a material world. The material experience world is only a material sense. It's not real. Scientists know that everything, in their words, come out of the void. Science knows now that even an atom doesn't consist of matter. An atom consists of nothing. It's a void. An atom isn't matter. Think about that. And if an atom isn't matter, then nothing is matter. Because everything is made of, as we look through the powerful microscope of materiality, everything are or is clusters of atoms. Nothing that we observe or experience is anything but masses of atoms. And because the atom isn't matter, it's not a solid object, it's literally out of the void. It's spirit. It's a formation of the mind, but it doesn't make that formation real. It's still spirit. Spirit doesn't change its nature, its form, its substance, its character. There is only spirit. So even the atom is simply a formation of mind. It's nothing. It's spirit. And so as we realize this, as we're able more and more to look out through the conditioned mind, which is the entire formation of the universe we witness, and everything, everywhere of it, in it, happening as it, and realize that it's a false image, and realize that the truth is that I am actually everything of your experience. I am that, and besides me there's none else. Then We are that consciousness of truth that is able finally to witness truth. You can have anything you like, anything, infinitely. There's no limit to what you can experience of good, of life, of abundance, of joy, of home, family, truth, expression. There's no limit. How could there be? Only infinity is. Only limitlessness is. And it's right here and now. Omnipresent as the very you and the whole of your experience. Here and now. There's no limit to you. Nothing. Nothing. You can have as much limitlessness as you wish to have. How? Being God awareness. As long as you never want anything material, but the only thing you want is God, the only thing you recognize is God everywhere about. I am that, and besides me there's none else. If that's what you want, if that's your beingness, then you are being the limitless being, and you can have as much of that limitlessness as you wish to have by continually being, maintaining God awareness. The heavens open up, miracles open up. Unbelievable, impossible to the mind. Expression starts pouring forth as you. But if you want your expression, you won't have it. But if you want what God is as you, you'll have the limitless expression of you. Do you catch that? The only thing is God, therefore the only thing we must desire is God. As soon as we drop into the personal sense and decide to want some materiality, we've blown it. We're not in God consciousness. We're a finite being and a poor one. Jesus says in the Gospel of Thomas, if you are experiencing poverty, you are the poverty. Isn't that interesting? You are the poverty. Yes, because only you are your experience. And what are you actually? Only God. The fullness of omnipresence being its self, as its self. We've heard that throughout the miracle self. God is being itself, as itself, for itself, as what appears to be you, appears to be me. So we drop that appearance of you. We drop that appearance of me. We drop the personal sense. We give way to God. We realize that the only presence is God, and God is infinite, omnipresence, limitless, here and now life, love, abundance, joy. There is no limit. There is eternal, omnipresent, infinite life embodied, love embodied, abundance embodied, expression embodied, heaven embodied, the miracle embodied. And that is all there is. That is what you are. But you have to be capital Y-U, not lowercase u. And if and when you are in this very way of constant, maintained God awareness, then there is no limit to you. There is no limit to what you can achieve, which is really what you're witnessing as God unfolding itself as your awareness. There's no limit because God is omnipresent, infinite being as you, as all. You can have anything you wish, as long as that anything you're wishing for is God. More God. Give me more God awareness. That's the only thing, so I'm smart to want only it. If I'm wanting something else, I'm not so smart. I haven't awakened to the truth that only I am. So don't desire anything other than I, because you'll be disappointed. But when you do, then you're limitless here and now. This very minute that you are maintaining I awareness, you are the infinity of being. And your whole experience is, because you're experiencing as I, the whole magnitude of experience. You're not limiting it to some untruthful within and then experiencing some untruthful without as a different thing. You are now the all-inclusive, self-complete, omnipresent infinity of being as I. Not you, but I. And this very minute that you are being that, you are that infinity. You have infinite all. You can express infinitely. There is no hesitation. You never need hesitate. You can get up here and now, and as long as you are seeking God alone, as long as you are recognizing God alone, as long as you desire God alone, you will witness miracles happening as you. You're being it. You're being the transparency of consciousness that witnesses that which truly is. Well, how does that sound? Does that sound a little more encouraging than an hour ago? You see, 1 week ago we had IAT2. I remember IAT2 as a phenomenally uplifting, truthful message. Well, what happened? Why are we so lifted in just 50 minutes with this message today? In truth, we shouldn't have sunk so low that we're now so lifted. We should maintain the lifted awareness. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. You started believing the way the mind senses I. The rheostat was down instead of up. You catch that? But let me ask you something else. How joyful, how free are you feeling now with 50 minutes of I awareness? Doesn't it feel amazingly freeing, joyful, harmonious, peaceful, hopeful? How hopeful do you feel right now? How lifted are you? How filled with truth? How confident in spirit and truth are you right now? Immensely so. Immensely so. So, how beautiful it is to maintain truth awareness. Can you imagine feeling this filled with the confidence, the surety of spirit and truth as being the only, the real? How amazing would it feel to be this awareness all week? So do it. Nothing's stopping you. All we have to do is remember that I am actually what you're observing. I am that, and besides me there's none else. It's literally as simple as that. Do you know, I got up early this morning and walked 10 minutes to Starbucks to get a new pound of spiritual coffee. And then walked the 10 or 15 minutes back. And during that walk, it was the simplest thing to sing the song of I am the life, I am the form, I am the fragrance, I am the activity. And besides me there's none else. And I sang that song all the way there and in Starbucks and all the way back. It's the simplest thing. And in doing so, I know that anyone who passed or touched that consciousness is lifted, is going to have a beautiful day. Maybe be healed. Discover more love, more life, more joy, more truth, more opportunity. I know it. Why do I know that? Because it's not me, it's God. And God is the opportunity. God is the life, the love, the harmony, the peace. And so as God is recognized, there is the form of it. There is the truth, the embodied God experience. You catch that? If I was trying to bring God to the way the mind senses God, in other words, bring God to matter, bring God to materiality, then I'd be utterly non-truthful consciousness. And maybe that's a subtle aspect of truth. I don't know. Is it for you? That we haven't realized. But we have to realize that there is only God. We're not trying to change materiality. We're not trying to improve the mind. The mind is a false sense only. But what actually already is only God, fully embodied. And this way of being, spiritual being, truthful being, is the way of being the open consciousness that's now able to witness all as truth. You catch that? Learn to become a master at ignoring the way things appear to be. Everything, everywhere. Just ignore the way it appears to be and realize that actually I am that. And then this week, whatever that problem is, or sense of need is, spend the week ignoring it. Chase it out of consciousness every time it tries to get back in. And then divert your attention, your awareness, and more fully so, fill the rest of your world more fully with God awareness. I am the Lord. I am that. I am the life, the form, the love, the beings, the amount, the fragrance, the colour, the presence, the condition, the body, the place. I am that, and besides me there is none else. And that very filling everything but the problem area with truthful awareness and maintaining that awareness. Go and give the gift of God to your world. Do you see? Go and give the gift of life, of love, of truth, of spirit to your world. Every part of your world except the problem. And then don't be surprised when next time you look at that problem, and don't worry about you having to seek it out. It'll seek you out. It'll come along and inform you that it's fully healed and feeling good and well and complete. So you carry on filling your world, giving your world and everyone and everything in and of it the gift of truthful awareness, life, love, peace, harmony, joy. Give joy to the whole of your world. Give love. You are love. I am love, and besides me there is none else. Go and look at an arguing couple in the supermarket or the gas station or wherever arguing couples go. Go and look at them and realize that that is a complete false sense of a couple. And you be the love. You be it, because unless you're it, you're not going to witness it, and nor are they, which is really you. You can't have an aspect of your consciousness that remains untruthful while you think you're giving truthful consciousness to the rest. You can't do that. It's your consciousness, the whole of your experience. So when you see that untruthful couple, realize, I am the couple. Well, if I am the couple, then I am the love. And that couple is in love, actually. I am the love, and besides me there is none else. There's no argument. There's no disharmony between anyone, anywhere, under any circumstances whatsoever. Don't believe the mind. I am the love, and besides me there is none else. I am the couple. I am the family, and besides me there is none else. Do you see? You have to be the truth of your world. And so this week, go and gift your world with your truth, and then watch the miracles. Watch the joy and realize how lifted you remain, so that by the end of what truly is IAT4, we won't necessarily feel that lifted, but we'll just enjoy this height of maintained consciousness. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you enjoy this spiritual audio. Like, share and subscribe for more.